every time it has to be serious.
Exactly. Like, crack a little joke. Come on, not be serious. Like, I not
Sensitive.
doing brick wall. What is going on, man?
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Nengi, and I always say to stay subscribed to this channel, okay? We have an amazing time, we have fun, we vibe, and we keep it hot, honest, open, and transparent. Now, as you can see, I have a guest with me. She's back on the channel, you guys.
Yes, I am.
We have the lovely Prayer, the energetic.
I missed it. It was fun last time, but now I'm back, and I'm never going away. You're stuck with me.
Period. But yeah, so basically in this video, we are going to be talking about our YouTube journey, and I don't want to talk, I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, just stick around and find out, yeah. So let's get right on into it.
Yay! So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, of course, and then share. Like, why not? So you want to share the gospel of the babes. Are you alright? So the babes are back again. And young prayer, you mad?
Okay, so the first question, what made you start YouTube? Why did you start it?
Honestly, who made me start? What wouldn't make me start? You know what I mean? I think I've always had the yearning to be on the big screen. Right?
Okay.
I remember even when I was younger, I used to record. I literally have videos where I used to record on my phone. I just never posted it because having a father who was in the gospel, not industry, but just in the gospel limelight, you want to be very careful of what you put out there. But I've always wanted to be on the screen, right? And so that's my end goal. And so I'm like, okay, we gotta start from somewhere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So building block A. YouTube! And so here we are. So I started my YouTube channel, honestly, just to get myself out there, get myself a more practice. Even though something comes natural for you, doesn't mean you don't need to build on it, Yeah. And so, that's kind of why I started. Why did you start?
Okay, so for me, I won't say it was completely opposite from you, because I don't really like the spotlight.
Really?
Yes, I literally had to get over my fear of being seen or being on screen, I guess. But for me, why I started was basically, honestly, just to help people.
Really?
I love helping people, and there's so many things I've learned along the way. And so that's basically what my channel is for.
Right.
Just, obviously it's lifestyle, but it's mostly self-development. So I'm also trying to share with people what I've learned along the way, things that I know now that I wish I knew earlier.
Yeah.
Like our last video.
You should go check
Make sure you check it out.
That was some good timing. Okay. Okay, great.
But yeah, so that's why I started YouTube, honestly, just to help people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I definitely understand that. And I think what's so important in starting a YouTube channel, of course, is the prep therefore. So next question is, how did you even prep for your YouTube channel?
Okay, in terms of prep, I definitely did a lot of research before I started YouTube for sure, because I don't believe in just jumping into things. I don't know, for me, I was yes, I did a lot of research in terms of one, the type of content that I really want to make, and two, just how to even start a YouTube, the logistics of it. What do you need to know? Because it's not just to buy a camera, you sit down, you record. There's a lot that goes into it in the background, right? Editing softwares to make your thumbnail, Canva Pro, them ones. And just knowing what to do and how to do it was definitely key for me.
The big thing,
yeah.
Well, for me, I think prepping, of course, doing my research, like you said as well. It's so big on doing research, knowing techniques, getting information on each equipment and how they work. I mean, I think I had a plus with coming from a family that actually also does media as well. And even my father, of course, since I was a kid, I'm in front of a crowd talking and doing, singing and stuff. So I just always fell in love with things like that, right? But not just that, but looking at people that are inspirational to me, Darren Can, Mr. Beast, or From Asylum, how they do what they do, what type of cuts, what type of editing, or even having friends that are creatives as well, asking them questions, or watching them, edit their little skits and things like that. So that was a lot of, prep for me. And then of course, purchasing all those equipments that I knew I needed, or even CapCut, learning how to use those systems better as well, like you said. So that was really what prep looked like to me.
Okay. Yeah,
for my
that's really
YouTube
good.
channel. Yeah.
So you honestly just spoke about some names I used to watch, like, Dara and Ken and them ones. So who would you say was your inspiration to start a YouTube?
I will say, if I'm gonna go as far as back when I used to watch Darren K, of course. If you don't know Darren K, you missing out. But I mean, they're not even on there no more because there's a may God help their souls. Anyway, but yeah, Jackie Aina. Honestly, I was a super stan. Not only was Jackie doing makeup videos, but the way she spoke, and I guess everybody says she becomes an auntie, but she doesn't like being called an auntie. She really was inspirational to me as how she carried herself as a woman. How she talked about developing herself, being in the country first generation as well. I related so much with her. Also, Mr. Beast, his humble beginnings to where he is now at the age of 26, being able to do so much for people from just starting with counting numbers in his room or, $2,000, had nothing in his account, nothing like going for him. He was just like, okay, let me just sit and make these videos. And it became such a big thing for him. Also, Food Asylum, like people like Nella Rose, who also, she lost her father and her upbringing was real interesting. And now it's like, she is who she said. Please, she's a force. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think those people are my inspirations. And also, me, myself, I think I consider myself an inspiration. I'm not going to hold you. Because it's like, when you look back at yourself, like, what are your strengths, right? If you can do this, you surely can do this. Talking about faith in God. Yeah. He doesn't give you visions just for no reason. You know what I mean? I believe it was Steve Harvey that said, God is giving you a vision in your mind because he's showing you the future. If you can dream it, you can be it, right? Dreams don't just come from anywhere, right? So I think those are the notable people that I can say were my inspiration to start in my YouTube channel. And then, of course, one day, join them elbow to elbow. But yeah, what about you?
Okay, so you actually mentioned a key thing in terms of God. So this is one thing I probably didn't say, like, when I was saying why I started my YouTube. I don't know why I shied away from saying that. But we keep it hot on this channel, okay? We keep it real. So definitely one thing that really nudged me, I think the biggest push for me to start a YouTube was definitely God. Yeah, I basically got, like, a prophetic word that, I was supposed to be helping people in terms of influencing. So teaching people, things I've learned along the way and things like that. So I would definitely say that was actually my main reason for starting a YouTube. But yeah, but anyway, back to your question. So my inspiration for YouTube, obviously, I'm based on self-development, self-growth, things like that, helping people. So one big person that I really love is Lucy Benson. Yeah. Lucy Benson is so big on self-development, growth, everything, even just growth as a woman. She also really tailors to women, like, becoming a high intelligence woman, a high class woman, things like that. I love her. So Lucy Benson, Kamsina Mani. Kamsina Mani is also a good one. Miss Dems is
love
hilarious.
Miss Dems.
And it's literally based in Nigeria. Yeah. And then Francis Theodore as well. And I literally watched a video with all three of them. I think that was the first time I actually saw them. They did like a collab and it was funny. So then I guess they kept on popping up on my YouTube page and that's how I just started like watching all of them. And then here or there, I watch some faith-based content. Melody Alyssa, she's actually based here in Atlanta, which I didn't know, but she does like online Bible studies and talks about how to get over, maybe anxiety or something like that based off of scripture, right? So people like that are definitely my inspiration, especially, people that are more focused on helping and like self-development. I know Miss Dems is mostly like entertainment, but she makes me laugh and I learned a thing or two from her. Yeah, even in terms of just
there's a balance in life,
Yeah, not every time it has to be serious.
Exactly. Like crack a little joke. Come on, not be stiff. Doing brick wall. What is going on, man? Something that you pop off, baby. Calm down. Let us press you small, Abby. May life no press you. May no stiff like that. What's going on? And that's how I feel, like there should be a balance in life. The most successful people have a balanced lifestyle. You know what I mean? The happiest people have a
what's that saying? Is it all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy?
I mean, it makes Jane a dull girl. What's going on? I'm a frown face. Someone there. Now you have wrinkle at the age of 30. What's popping? Baby, fix it. Jesus. Look at your under eye. Hey.
That's hilarious.
Come on. I want to be single. Auntie, you're too hard. You're a woman. Soft it up. Please. Hey, what's going on? No, that's super funny. Dope, honestly. I mean, coming from I guess your inspirations, that's kind of, how they say your adult self is your tautology, which is like what you're taught. You know, things that you see growing up and who you. I think it all has an impact on who you are today, and that all stems from like, I guess, and that's an umbrella of growth. And even within the YouTube channel space, within the YouTube space itself, or within that journey itself, there's a lot of growth. And so that leads me to our final question about, you know, where do you think you've grown from
when I first started?
Beginning to now.
Yeah. So definitely, I know that we both said that we did a lot of prep, watch a lot of videos and everything, but honestly, nothing really quite like makes you grow in something until you're actually in it, right? You can read as many books as you want, watch as many videos as you want to, but until you start doing it, right? So one thing I've definitely grown from is my fear of being seen. And I talk about, you know, fear in one of my videos. Make sure you go check it out. I'm gonna link it, okay? So I talk about so my fear of being seen. Before I started, I had to get over that, right? And I talked about that in the video. But when my very first test video, after I shot it, I was just like, wow. I didn't realize how shy I was.
Girl,
like,
trust me. Camera settings was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Like, I was, and like lighting, I still go back to the first ever video I shot, which was like chapter 22 when I went skydiving. And I'm like, hey God. I was looking like, think of like a mirror, you know, shine lights. It was like so bright. I'm like, I did not understand aperture. I did not understand focus. I did not understand ISO. I didn't understand how the camera worked at all. I just turned it on.
Yeah.
I said, okay, Fujifilm. They say you have a good camera. I trust you. You know, on the auto settings that comes with, that was like my big one. Go ahead, I'm listening, girl.
Yeah, okay, so fear, and then the second one was one thing I also struggled with that I kind of still am struggling with, that I'm, you know, trying to grow from, is even just like picking the right topics, right? I'm a very non-controversial person. I try not to, I try not to shake some tables, you know, even though sometimes I do.
Yeah, some tables that need shaking. They need to be demolished. Come on, please. Some tables need to be demolished and rebuilt. Hallelujah, somebody. Come on. Hey, the church sometimes needs to be broken down and rebuilt. Come on, there's a Yoruba adage. Just said, as in the house, that the king's house or the king's palace that burnt down, it was beautified. Sometimes when you break something down, what do? You build a better version.
That is true.
So there are some tables that need to be shaken, broken down, and rebuilt. Hallelujah, somebody. She's preaching. I'm on fire. Extinguish me. Come on. But yeah, so go ahead.
But yeah, so that was definitely a struggle. Just picking topics. Even now, like obviously, I try not to be controversial.
Yeah.
But what are the struggles? Just how long it freaking takes to edit. I mean, obviously, we watched videos and did our research, so we knew. But like I said, until you're actually in it, because they didn't really say. At least the videos, my very first video, I did a whole all-nighter.
All-nighter?
I did an all-nighter. Like, editing, thumbnail, you know, description.
Really?
Yeah, but I think I also recorded that same night, so that's probably what. Yeah, it took a while, and I had some help.
I had just came back from like a trip of mine that I went to. I think it was like Houston or something. And I'm like, okay, I gotta edit now. I gotta like, you know, get it all done and dust it. It took 8 hours, like 8 to 10 hours, I believe.
So here's also, maybe let me actually add something else with that first video. Because I had just started and I was still very shy, I did have a lot of like blunders, a lot of bloopers that I had to edit out. So that is also, that added to the editing time.
Same.
Yeah.
Maybe like 20 clips of,
my
bright showing.
Like,
girl, my bright show, it's blurry. What's going on? My makeup, my hair. I was like, prayer. Just breathe and talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't until, for me, I don't know if you're like done with your point.
No, I'm done with my point. Yeah.
But when I was starting, I was so big on trying to be not cookie cutter, but because I'm like a perfectionist and I'm a proper babe, like I'm a babe.
Feel that.
I want everything to be so babish. Like it has to be a baby. It has to be a certain way. I have to talk a certain way. I have to come off a certain way. I know I have energy, right? But I was like trying to like minimize it to some degree, so it's not overbearing to the viewer. But I'm like, at this point, I'm like, Priya, please, there's no need.
You gotta stay yourself. People will love you anyway.
Exactly.
Like, I love you anyway.
I'm like, oh, thank you. I love you too. But like, no. So it's like, that was a big one for me. Understanding, like editing, like I said, it took me 10 hours initially. And then I had an editor, and I'm like, I can't do this myself. I'm not as good. I'm like, okay, let me just give it to the editor, which is literally like my cousin's friend, who's like a big brother. So he was also like doing it so well for me. And then I'm like, Prayer, why are you scared when you haven't even tried? And so now I started editing my own videos, and I'm like, oh, it takes me 2 hours.
It's not that bad.
It takes me 3 hours because I envision, like my method is envision the video and how the final product will look like.
Yeah.
And that'll lead you on how to edit while you're editing. So I'm just like, please, like I know exactly, I can do this. Now it's like 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm done. Boom, done and dusted. That was one thing for the editing for me. And then lighting. I had to understand lighting. I had to understand what shadows were. I had to understand daylight. I had to understand.
I am still learning that. By the way.
I had to understand how the hard edits, you know, while you're editing versus the soft edits that you can make later in, you know, post-production. Yeah. Where you can like sit and still change that up. Like I had to, you know, get to that level of understanding what lighting is. Like it's like, oh, it does matter. You know what I mean? I want to Think Media for my camera settings. I love Think Media and how they're so like pro for everything. They know every system and how it all works. They're like literally Google for cameras. Yeah. So I went in there and like, okay, how do I set my camera? So I do camera settings and things like that. Those are like different ways that I feel like I've grown from the beginning up until now. And then I realized there's still much more, you know. AI systems that are out there that are not helping people generate topics and descriptions and things like that. And so now I use
vidIQ.
There's even AI systems that clip your videos for you into shorts and TikTok format, so you can, you know, market and things like that. I found that out. I'm like, I don't have to do it myself.
I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
Listen, AI, it's such a drag. You know what I mean? To sit there and have to like clip them and everything, find the best. So the AI system does that for you. And I was like, what? So now the whole editing process, the whole post-production process for me, so much easier. And I'm like, I fell in love with it a lot more. Like you said, when you start something, you don't know how much work you need until you start. Look at you, girl. She done the old thing. I'm Ozzy.
It's not alcoholic, please. Please, let me just.
Amazing. Look at it. She said, "Gaga, mama."
Making it seem like I'm taking shots. Please. Not alcoholic, but Martinel's.
Martinel's. She said Martinel's. No, I feel, because I don't speak English. I beg. They know. Everybody knows. But still, so like that's like, you know what it is for me. You don't know until you start. And then as you start finding these little nuggets that make the journey a lot easier. So if you're out there and you're literally trying to start or you want to start, babes, just go right ahead.
Do it.
Like when
do it. I remember. If this was your sign to start a YouTube,
go right ahead. Because when I was 15, I still remember 14. No, I was 13 actually in my room recording on my little iPhone 6 or something. I was like, welcome to Paris channel, blah blah blah. I still like I'm vlogging like. They're still on my phone in my Google Photos. Like, I still go back and say, if you can see yourself now, baby girl, you've come a long way. Like, you're finally doing it. So, no, if it is your sign and you just need a little push, go right ahead. We are watching you. We are with you from the high places. Amen? But no, this is such a great video.
This is so much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to both our channels. Okay? And make sure to like, comment.
Shouty.
Yeah, engage with us, okay?
Commente. Engage. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Keep me sitting in silence, just like, you know what? That's what happens when I get upset. I just go quiet.
It's okay, baby.
Oh, she called me baby.
It's okay, baby. Girl, like, no, when I tell you that one time that I recorded the whole video and the whole thing was blurry, I cried. Yeah, I cried.
No, really?
I was so frustrated. The tears just...
I recorded a vlog when I was...
And this is like when I was still early on. So obviously it took me a while to even record with a lot of blunders.
When I